My family heritage, and I have my friend watching, Caitlin. So there's my audience. And then um, I picked a quote for my first slide, which is family like branches on a tree. We all grow in different directions, yet our roots remain as one, because I thought that was a good choice to since I learned about my ancestors. And then some quick facts about my family. My family's just like the typical American family, which I was hoping we had some sort of spunk, but we didn't. My Nana, her name is Nancy. She's the oldest living relative in our family. She turned 83 years old this February, and I learned from her. She's the one who I did my interview over, and I learned from her that we came from England, and my grandpa Fleener, which was her mom's grandpa, so like 3 or 4 grades, I think. He was also Indian, so that's where I get my side of the family from is Indian, and I guess how I tan so good. So I thanked him for that. And then my thoughts before were we didn't really have much heritage. Heritage, of course, we all have heritage and stuff, but I didn't know what it was or like how I came about or whatever. So it was really cool to find all that information out. Some of the other impacts that my heritage has had on my family is that we go and attend church every Sunday. My nana, as I will mention later, mentioned this little country church that my ancestors attended, and my nana's mom, so my great great grandma, attended this Pentecostal church, which was called Victory Tabernacle. um, she was very, very, very stern in her beliefs as a Pentecostal lady. She did not cut her hair. She did not wear pants. She always wore skirts. So when I was younger, we actually attended a Pentecostal church, but I wasn't raised that way. I had my ears pierced. I was cut my hair. I always wore like pants. I didn't wear skirts or anything. So then when I was, I think about 7 or 8, we started attending a small country Christian church again, and then that is how my life has been impacted from my heritage. Is that I've always had a strong belief as to my religion and how we are supposed to live as Christians and stuff. And something else I learned from that and asking my Nana questions is that even before, she said, even before like we really knew much about our ancestors, before her mom really told her anything, that they always had that like strong background. So that made sense as to why we had such a strong background, and also that we try to just like live our lives like how the Bible says to, and that kind of thing. So I thought that was really cool as to how my family came about that way, and how we still, attend church today and still make that like our number one priority. And it's like really cool to see how like churches like not really change, but like just like growing, and like how like the technology and stuff, like they didn't have technology back then. Now I can text anyone around the world, or like you can watch live Facebook feeds from that. So I thought that was pretty cool. Also, some more impacts would be the technology. Back then, my nana, sorry, this is really funny. My nana told me how they didn't even have like phones or anything, and how they had to like write letters like back in my grandpa Fleener's time. So I thought that was, I actually laughed. I was like, "Are you serious?" But like it makes sense, and now like we have the technology to do like Zooms and FaceTimes and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool as like to how that has all like changed my life, because now we can reach like so many more people. We don't have to like write a letter or like go to their house or like actually get on the phone like a rotary phone and call someone. So I thought that was pretty neat. Okay. Oops, sorry. How were they treated? My grandpa Fleener was treated as a respected man. He was a hard worker and was the head of the house, as most men were at that time. My nana also told me at that time that he um was like kind of into farming, but didn't like have like a huge farm or anything. He just had his like own farm. It was kind of like a family thing, and they farmed up. I think it was by, I think, Bloomington. Like they had like some farm land up there, and that was really cool to find out, because I remember as a little child going up there and visiting most of my family members and seeing all of the farm stuff. So it was kind of cool to find out how that came about. My Nana also informed me that we were treated as a middle fa- typical middle class family, if I can get it out. We went to work in school. We attend events in our community and volunteer when we can. I think my helpful hands come from my poppy, which was my Nana's husband, and he passed away I think when he was like 75 or 76. But what else my Nana told me is our family was a big member of the church. They had this small community church that they attended, just kind of like those like Amish country churches, like that was the size of it. And they also attended service and also helped run service. And then, so yeah, that's pretty much it. There wasn't really any laws that I found from my research or that I asked. From when I asked my Nana, she didn't really like say that there was anything different. It was just kind of the normal, typical, everyday laws of that they followed then and what we follow now. So really, not much any difference. Um, the celebrations we celebrate New Year's, Valentine's Day, Easter, birthdays, July 4th, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. My Nana said we didn't really have like too many special holidays because we wasn't like German or anything like that. So she just said we celebrated our typical holidays. And my traditions, we get together as a big family for all major holidays such as Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, all those typical holidays. New Year's, we cook a big family meal. We have like for Thanksgiving, we cook the typical turkey, mashed potatoes, noodles, pumpkin pies, the whole 9 yards. And we always get together on Christmas Eve as a family, and that's how we've always celebrated. That's what my Nana said they celebrated when she was a child, and so on and so forth. So we got together on Christmas Eve, and Santa would come early to deliver our presents and stuff like that. And she said that's how they, her family did it, and then my grandpa Fleener. So it's kind of cool to see how like that tradition has carried on for this many years. And then my closing, they're a typical American family. My beliefs today are, I guess, kind of from how I was, like, definitely from how I was raised and what I was taught as a child. My beliefs are that you are to be close with your family no matter what. You are to still carry on those traditions, and you are to get up, go to church every Sunday, put family first, and always lend a helping hand to your family and those around you. That's just kind of how I watched my family as I grew up, and that's how I was taught to do, and I still carry on those today. And the lasting info, I thought the most like